I just got back from Appleton. We just got back from Appleton. I say we sometimes. I don't like to feel alone, so saying we kind of puts me in a group think space in my head. Appleton, Wisconsin. In Wisconsin, that's dairy. That's the dairy belt. You'll step in something outside and you're like, oh, what is that? And it's just nut, and that's a little bit of 2%. You'll see some stray yogurt, just, a chunk of yogurt just kind of rolling down a hillside. It's kind of baffling. You'll be talking to somebody and suddenly just, some skim milk will just fall right out their mouth, or a cheese curd will just, a magician will walk up and just, pull a cheese curd out from behind your ear. And that's Wisconsin. That's up there. And that's those dairy, that's the dairy people. And they love dairy up there, and they love to just, like you and I, we probably would look at a cow and just think, oh, that's an animal. But those people up there, they look at a cow and they'd be like, oh, look at this motherfucker right here. This little milk jug with hoofs. We had all sold out shows in Appleton, Wisconsin. And thanks for the joining. People, a bunch of different people come out. Fat Steve came out. I think his name was Fat Steve or Fat Chris. I can't remember. But this gentleman sent me a DM, and he goes, "Hey man, just letting you know, I'm coming through Saturday night, and I'm going to be the fattest fucking dude you'll see all weekend." And I want to give a checkmate to that man, because he honored his word. This guy, dude, I patted him on the back, and then I had to tell him I patted him on the back because he couldn't feel it. This dude was huge and beautiful, and he wore a big kind of bright green, safety green. The funny thing is, when people get, and I'm not saying this to shame this gentleman at all. He was in a good mood about it. And so we can laugh with him. And he said, look, I'm going to be the fattest fella in the, I'm going to be the fattest sugar hole in the enamel. I'm going to be the fattest cavity. And he was. And he came out with his daddy. And his daddy looked, like somebody from, The Hobbit a little bit. Kind of a handsome, sort of older gentleman, very Midwestern. Just a smile on his face. He had a built-in smile. Like somebody was just kind of like, like the Lord was just kind of tickling him under his chin. And they came out, and they enjoyed themselves. And that big fella, he was wearing a bright green. Because if you notice, sometimes when people get real large, a lot of the colors that they can wear are safety colors, bright orange. You'll see some black people, they'll be real large and they'll wear bright orange, or, Chandresha, she'll have bright green. And you're like, dang, what size is that? And this fella was no different. He came out and he had that safety green, kind of like emergency kind of green. If there's like police at night by the side of the road and they have flares and stuff and something bad happened, and then also they're wearing green vests, he had that color green. Because when you get past 3XL and stuff like that, all the colors they put on you are safety. Because I think, it's because you're probably a little bit of a health risk. I think it's certain poundages. But it was good that he came out, man. It was good that he came out because everybody enjoyed it. Man, it started to get chilly. It snowed one day, so that was really awesome. But Fat Pete came out, Little Nolan. They had these dudes that, like this, kind of like, I don't know if they were fraternity dudes that spit in each other's mouths at like point blank range. So they said it was like a trick that they did, but I didn't see the real. It didn't seem much. Like too much trickery to me. It just seemed like a couple dudes just spitting in each other's mouths. It seemed like something, a bit of a dark art you'd find in the crevasses of the internet. But yeah, Little Nolan came out. Vixie, this gal Vixie came through. Who else? That lady that kept crying. there was a lady that kept crying for no reason after the show. And I think she'd been, drinking and eating at the same time, which is popular. And when I used to really, ingest booze, I would do it. And she was drying her tears with a hamburger bun. And there's something honestly sexy about that. When you see a lady's emotions just flowing out of her face, and she just dabbing them bitches up with the top half of a crescent roll. Come on. Erection town. That's where I'm headed. Who else? Oh, some twins. I met some dudes that were twins. And I'll say this, I've talked about twins before. If you're twins, fucking fight it out. So many times you see twins, they're both living. They're both just kind of carrying on with their existences. Or existence I. I'm not sure what the term is, but fucking fight it out. If you're twins, fight it out. Obviously, God wants y'all to compete. And especially this time of year, fucking figure it out. 2 people enter, 1 person leaves. Turn the holidays into a real fiesta. I just think that a lot of times twins these days, back in the old days, if you saw twins, you'd see them fist fighting. I remember you'd drive down the street and they'd see a couple twins over there. Fuck, if you saw triplets, they'd have swords out in the yard. Because it was more about, survival of the fittest. There's no way 3 of us are going to just meander around town. Just each of us, taking an 8-hour shift at the same life each day. No, you got to have your own life. So it's time to cut corners. So I'm just saying, if you're twins, figure it out. Figure it out. Thank you guys for checking out this clip. And if you want to see another clip, then you can look at this clip or this clip. Either one of these. So did you pick one, or are you still just watching me do this? Because this is alarming.